everyone! Happy New Year! My name is Nanae Fujiwara, and today I'm going to teach you how to play the chords to the Beatles' Hey Jude while singing or accompanying somebody else singing. Okay, so the first thing you need to know is what key this song is in. This song is in the key of F major, and it has the 1, 4, and 5 chords of that key. So F, B flat major, C, and F. You might be wondering why I'm teaching you this song that has so many difficult chords. As a beginner, the F chord is insanely hard, and the B flat as well. C is not so bad. So what we're gonna do today is we're going to transpose this song down to D major, and we're going to put the capo on the 3rd fret to match the original song. So if you don't know anything about transposing, transposing means changing keys. So basically, if you're taking a song that's in F major and you take it down to D, that's 3 half steps away. So F to D is 3 half steps away. So since each fret is a half step, if we put the capo on the 3rd fret and we play the chords in D major, this will sound like F major. Okay, so now we're in a new key, D major, but it sounds like F major. Okay, so the chords 1, 4, and 5 in the key of D would be D major, G major, A major, and there's also an A7. So this song is in 4/4 time signature, and basically you're changing chords on the first beat of every measure. So you have something like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. So something that you might also want to know is that the singing starts on the 4th beat. It's also known as a pickup note, and you basically are playing after the singing starts. So it will go something like this. 1, 2, 3. Hey Jude, don't make it bad. So now that we know what chords we're playing and what time signature we're in, now is a good time to practice with the metronome. I'm going to set my metronome to 78 beats per minute, and we're going to play just on the downbeat. So on the first beat of every measure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. When strumming the chords, what you can do is you can just strum with your thumb, okay, or a pick. If you want to try playing like a classical guitarist, what you can do is you can use your P, I, M, and A fingers, so thumb, index, middle, and ring finger. Grab the strings that you need. So for the D chord, for example, you need the bottom 4 strings. The thumb goes on the 4th string. So basically you want the thumb to play the root of the chord. So for the D chord, you want it to go on the 4th string. For the A chord, you want it to go on the 5th string. And for the G chord, you want your thumb to go on the 6th string. Okay? So you have D, A, and G. So now that you know which fingers go on which strings, what you can also do is you can play arpeggiated notes. So you can break up the chord. So instead of playing it all together, you can play one string at a time. So like that. If this is too hard for you, you can also You can also try rolling chords, which is basically a fast arpeggio. So you do it really fast. Now the last thing I want to show you today is how to pluck the chords in a bass accompaniment style. So what you want to do is you want to grab the strings with PIMA, and you only want to play the thumb on the first beat. Okay, so something like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. So today you learned 4 different ways to play the same chords. Let's review them. A simple strum, arpeggio, bass accompaniment, rolling the chord. So now I'm going to show you how to incorporate all of these into the actual song. Hey Jude, don't make it bad. Take a sad song and make it better. Remember to let her into your heart. Then you can start to make it better. Hey Jude, don't be afraid. You were made to go out and get her. The minute you... Next week, I'm going to show you how to play a more complicated version. So good luck practicing, and I'll see you next week.
Although the concept of the guitar hero has been around for hundreds of years, few guitarists have reached the legendary status of Mauro Giuliani. Giuliani was a beast of a player and an incredibly talented composer, and has been immortalized for his work and contributions to our guitar today. In today's episode, I'd like to provide you with some basic information about Giuliani's legacy, life, and music, so that you too, with a little bit more research beyond this, can become a full-fledged Giuliani fanboy. Maestro Mauro Giuliani was born on the 27th of July, 1781, in southern Italy. He grew up playing the cello, which was his first love before the guitar. He eventually played the cello at the premiere of Beethoven's 7th Symphony, with Beethoven there himself. Crazy, right? But later on in his life, he found that the guitar was his true love. Aww. Giuliani was musical in every way, and dreamed of sharing his music with the rest of the world. So in 1806, he packed his bags and left Italy for Vienna, which was the hotspot for musicians at the time. During his first period in Vienna, Austria, Giuliani established himself as a force to be reckoned with on the relatively new 6-string classical guitar. He began publishing his first instrumental works and became acquainted with the classical style. Mauro Giuliani was loved amongst all ranks of society. Musicians, royalty, the rich, and the ridiculous loved his work, and he even became a member of this sort of musicians' Illuminati. It wasn't before long that Giuliani became the talk of the town. Nobody was doing what he was doing, and he was playing the guitar in a way that had never been seen before. Typically before Giuliani, the guitar was played as an accompaniment instrument, but Giuliani showed that it could stand on its own by putting out 3 guitar concertos and a plethora of solo works. Before we continue talking about the man himself, I think it's important to talk about the maestro's contributions in his guitar composition. Mauro Giuliani was able to write for the guitar many of the popular forms that were present in the day. Theme and variations, sonatas, and concertos were all works that he wrote. He also had to satisfy the needs of his publishers by writing easy pieces and studies. In Mauro Giuliani's 120 right-hand studies, he defines the right hand floating over the strings like we use it today, with no fingers sticking to the soundboard like lute players of the past. All of Giuliani's larger works are incredible. Some of them last over 15 minutes, but they're worth every second of it. Giuliani wrote many pieces for solo guitar, but he also wrote for duets as well. Giuliani transcribed many of Rossini's opera overtures for 2 guitars, and composed a set of pieces with Niccolo Paganini and Rossini. Some of my favorite works of Giuliani are the Rossiniana, the theme and variations on a theme of Handel, and his first guitar concerto. So, although the golden years of Giuliani's composition were spent in Austria, in the last 10 years of his life he moved back to Italy to spend time with his family. He concertized with his daughter, Emilia Giuliani, who was a virtuoso and composer in her own right, and she composed some pieces that are also still played today, though most of her work was lost. Although no person's life could fully be done justice with the short video including memes and silliness, I wanted to give you a diving board so that you could leap into the deep ocean of Giuliani's work and personality. With this whole video behind us and everything in mind, there are a few takeaways I want you to have for when you're listening to or performing Giuliani's music. First of all, his inventive spirit. Everything Giuliani did seemed new, and he was widely loved for reinventing what the guitar could do in almost everybody's minds. If you're playing a Giuliani piece, whether it's a study or a Rossiniana, I think it's really important to have that same sort of creative, inventive fire within you. It will shine through in your interpretation and probably give justice to how Giuliani felt playing or writing that very passage. Number 2, Giuliani was respected by so many different people. In the past, to today, and into the future. Giuliani is still relevant today in most classical guitar competitions, festivals, and meetings of all sorts. You can always find somebody who loves Giuliani. And the third and final thing is just a little bit of historical review. I talk so much, so I don't want any of the important details to go under the bridge. So, Giuliani was born in 1781 in southern Italy. He moved to Vienna at a pretty young age to start finding himself in the world of music. With so many cataloged works and so many compositions, there's no reason why you can't find a Giuliani piece that's perfect for you. Hey you! Thanks for listening to me ramble about Giuliani. I just wanted to leave this here as a list of references for the people who helped make this video a possibility, and for some of the places you can check out to learn more about Giuliani. I hope to see you next time, and I can't wait to show you another composer. Farewell.
Hi, my name is Federico Musgrove, and I wanted to let you know about the upcoming symposium taking place in February of 2021. This time around, we're offering all schools around the country our symposium in a new virtual format, featuring an exclusive performance by flamenco master Grisha Gorechev. We're also offering technique classes and a composition workshop by Andrea Gonzalez Caballero and our own Ryan Ayers. So check it out, the virtual symposium in 2021 with performances, masterclasses, workshops, ensemble showcase, and more. Visit our website, guitarfoundation.org, for more information.
Welcome to a little lesson about guitar picking. It is most often seen on electric guitars, but totally works fine on acoustic guitars and even on classical guitars. So let's get started. We are going to use a pick, and I'd like to show you a way of finding a proper position to get started with playing with the pick. So first of all, you make a fist with your right hand, and then you slowly just relax your hand until your thumb reaches that last part of your index finger. And then you just put the pick in between thumb and index finger. Now we go to our guitar and we rest our heel of hand on the bridge of the guitar. This is going to be like an anchor point for you that gives you a lot of stability, and apart from that you can create kind of muted, dull sounds with it. So the more you go into that direction with your right hand, the more the sounds will become kind of muted. In today's lesson we are in 4/4, which means 4 beats per bar, and we will play now so-called downstrokes on each beat. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Make sure that the movement is not coming from your arm, which would look like this, I guess, but just from your wrist. You will notice that your hand automatically has to make a movement to go up again to be ready for the next downstroke. Now we will make this silent movement become another stroke, the so-called upstroke, that is located in between the downstrokes at the end. So it sounds like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now I'd like to give you a simple picking exercise. We'll stay with our right hand in that constant down, up pattern, and we'll play 8 notes in total on each string, going from the lowest E to the highest E. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And so on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now with 4. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Choose a tempo that you feel comfortable at. Then with 2 notes per string. So you might notice that I move my hand when I go to the higher strings. And with this movement, I'm kind of muting the lower strings, so it doesn't all ring together all the time. Otherwise, it would sound like this. Just all sounding together. But what we can do is when we are more with our hand on the bridge and even touching over here like the strings, so that string is now totally muted with my right hand. So we have a more defined sound. With this exercise of playing only even numbers, you're practicing the so-called inside picking when you have the transition between 2 strings. And inside picking is basically when you have those 2 strings and you move the pick inside of them. That's just what happens when you play 8 notes per string. And then when you're ready with the E string and you go to the A string, it's kind of inside picking. Now in the second round, we'll do the same thing but with odd numbers like 7, 5, 3 or even 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Some transitions might feel now a bit weird and more difficult to play. It's because each time you end on one string with a downstroke, you're going to start off with the next string with an upstroke. And this is, compared to the inside picking that we've talked about before, now called outside picking, because you're playing kind of outside of two strings. Both inside and outside picking will come across your way with alternate picking, so it's great to practice both.
Remember me, though I have to say goodbye. Remember me, don't let it make you cry. For even if I'm far away, I'll hold you in my heart. I sing a secret song to you each night we are apart. Remember me, though I have to travel far. Remember me, each time you hear a sad guitar. Know that I'm with you the only way that I can be, until you're in my arms again. Remember me. Recuérdame.